get her pregnant, I'll blow your dick off.
Daddy!
Hello and welcome to Just That Film. I'm Ben.
I'm Charlie.
And today we're talking about the 1985 movie Secret Admirer.
Yes, written and directed by David Greenwald, who didn't do a lot. He wrote the Angel TV series.
Yeah, I've not heard of his name before.
No. The film stars C. Thomas Howell, who's in The Hitcher and E.T.
Yep.
Laurie Loughlin,
Loughlin, yeah, I think.
who's in Full House as Becky.
Yeah.
And there was actually an episode of Full House called Secret Admirer, which was about a love letter.
Yeah.
Read by the wrong person. You've got Kelly Preston, who was in Cat in the Hat, and she was married to John Travolta, and she died of breast cancer in 2020.
Yeah, sad.
Age 57.
She was in Twins, I think. She was known for. She played Arnold Schwarzenegger's missus in that.
She gets her boobs out of this though, doesn't she? Secret Admirer.
Yeah.
Boob watch. I should start writing down the time codes for when they get their boobs out.
Right, okay. Anyway.
The mum is Dee Wallace. She's the mum in E.T. as well.
Oh, his mum.
His
Yeah,
mum.
I recognised her straight away.
She was also in Cujo.
I've never seen Cujo.
You've never seen Cujo?
No, about the dog, innit? I only know through Cujo through Friends.
Yeah, Cujo. So there's a big segment in it where she's basically trapped in the car with her kid and the dog's trying to get in the car.
Right.
You got Cliff DeYoung, is the dad.
His dad.
His dad.
Right.
He's in The Craft and he's in Shock Treatment as well.
Okay.
He's the one who sings Dear Blender.
You won't blend into the background for this in your home.
Won't you help the first offender, toaster?
Not under the popularity ratings.
Don't you put the burn on me?
Look at the...
Oh, is that him? Is it?
That's him.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I recognised him when I see
Yeah,
him. Because
no, I
I'd
recognise
seen...
his face, and it's like a lot of them in it. I was going, I know your face. Like her parents, I know both of their faces.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think where I know both their faces from, but it's one of them films. And I also forgot another one who was in it, which you're probably going to mention, is Corey Haim.
Yeah.
I didn't realise he was in it until I watched it again. And I thought, oh, I forgot he was in it.
This has got to be one of his first roles, I
It
think.
has, yeah.
He was in Lost Boys, Lucas, and he died of pneumonia in 2010, age 38.
Yeah.
You got one, her dad is Fred Ward. He's like the cop in it.
Yeah.
He was in Tremors and The Right Stuff.
Oh, no.
So you've seen Tremors, haven't you? With
Yeah,
him and
no, it's
Kevin
something
Bacon?
else I've seen him in.
He died in 2022, undisclosed, age 79.
Okay.
You got Casey Siemaszko, who was one of the friends in it. He was
The friends in this remind me of like the friends in Greece. They're very much like Kaneki and like Sunny and Patsy and all that. They're not Kaneki, that's Sunny, Patsy and Doody or whatever. They're like them, aren't they?
I'd seen him recently in Stand By Me, and he was in Back to the Future. He plays 3D in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And Courtney Gaines, who's in Can't Buy Me Love and The Burbs. He's like the ginger one. He's in Can't Buy Me Love. He's one of
Right,
the
he's
nerdy
his
mates.
friend in Can't Buy Me Love. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Oh, he's in Big Business, that Fred Ward. That's what I know him from.
Oh, okay.
He plays the one that's after Lily Tomlin, who's in love with her, who's like the redneck.
Don't tell me you two guys are sleeping in the same bed together.
Yes.
Gee, I feel awful about that. Now, if you want, one of you can take the couch, and I'll share the bed.
And that's right. I knew him from somewhere. I'd seen him roughly around about the same sort of time, which would have been about a year or two after this film, or about the same sort of time.
Yeah.
I recognised him straight away. I goes, I know his face. And the mother, though, I can't think of the mother.
Lee Tahada Young.
That's it, yeah. What was she in?
Silent Green. The Big Bounce. Oh, that's what you'd know from Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
I don't know what Star Trek. Yeah, I can't think what she's in.
No. Yeah, so Thomas C. Howell, obviously infatuated with, Kelly Preston?
Yeah.
Doesn't realise that the other girl, who's his mate, fancies him.
Yeah.
And she writes the note, and he assumes it's from Kelly Preston.
Yeah.
So then he gets her to help write a note for her.
Yeah.
And all these notes, because they're being misplaced in the wrong places, other people come across them and assume it's about them or to them or from someone else. And because of that, they practically have an affair, the parents, don't they?
Yeah.
But
They kiss.
They kiss. They don't really sort of go through with it that much.
Yeah.
So it's quite
It's funny the
farcical.
way, yeah, it is quite slapstickish in a way that it's all at the right times. It's it's a good film. It's one of them films that's sort of gone, it's disappeared in time. Like it ain't as well known as like the John Hughes
Like Breakfast
Clubs, The
yeah.
Adventures in Babysittings, all that kind of 80s teen kind of films. But I think it's definitely worth.
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it holds up. I watched it, and Lily watched it with me, and we both enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, it was because sometimes you get those old ones, and you think, it's a little bit dated. I
Yeah.
can see it's okay. I don't think this is though. I think
Yeah.
it's, the premise behind it is funny enough that you can sort of get caught along with it. You know,
It's quick paced.
yeah.
It's well acted. Good cast.
It was ripped off as well by it's like as of David Greenwald hasn't issued a statement about it, but there was a film called Vasos de Papel from 2016 which plagiarised the film almost exactly. It copied the exact same story. It was like a Mexican film. It was an unauthorised, almost exact copy of Secret Admirer, and Eduardo Ortiz had attributed the writing only to himself, but he's since issued an apology saying that he has done something terrible. But what had annoyed his cast, because they was unaware of it, because it was like an American film and they was all Mexican, they loved it. They loved this story that he'd come up with, and he's going, "No, I wrote the story," thinking no one's seen Secret Admirer.
Yeah.
And then obviously he's been found out.
So what happened?
They've just changed it to the credits. They now credit
The original writer.
David Greenwald.
Right.
Saying okay, no, it was his thing.
Yeah. So is it the first time you'd seen it the other day?
It is actually, and I knew of. I think a poster. Was there a poster where it's like his eyes or something? But this is the thing. I'm not sure why the film wasn't more successful.
Yeah, it should have been.
You know,
Because it's a good film. It's really well written, and also it's a typical 80s. It's like, you know, like if you want a typical 80s teen film, this is it.
yeah,
And also it ain't a run of the mill one. It's got a different storyline,
yeah,
and it is interesting. It's at pace, and it's like his friend's lovely, the one who's writing all the letters.
yeah,
And like she's obviously secretly in love with him, and he's obsessed with this beautiful blonde Kelly Preston.
yeah.
But then when he actually gets to know Kelly Preston,
He realises
that she's like, he wanted her to be more like his friend, but he realised she's all about makeup and clothes and image and stuff like this, whereas his friend is just like someone he can talk to.
Michael, when you get down there, you act like it was the best experience you've ever had. I don't want anyone to know about this.
So it's a contrast to say Can't Buy Me Love, because Can't Buy Me Love, obviously, he's a nerd who's now in that world, and he would have happily continued that world except for he gets exposed.
Yeah.
And he has to come out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, he makes the conscious decision, right, I've got the hot girl now,
Yeah.
but I realise I don't want her.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather get with...
And you do look at it like that, and you think the friend is a lot better for him. A lot, like, you know, they would have a much better relationship than what he would with.
Deborah and Finpole.
Yeah, he'd be a lot more happy with his friend Tony than with Deborah. You know, and it's I like it. I like the way that it's all the little twists and turns, and you think, well, hang on, how's the letter going to get in their hands now? And then it's obviously because her boyfriend turns up at that point, doesn't he? She puts it in her mum's bag. The dad finds it. He thinks his wife's having an affair. The other mother thinks her husband's having an affair. So, and they're like lifelong friends. They've all known each other since high school.
Which some people would go, oh, well, it's a bit cliche, but
Yeah, but it's 80s.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's
like-
80s fun.
You want it to be resolved.
Yeah.
You want things to sort of... You don't want the parents to all split up. 'cause
No,
then
and
it's-
they end up stronger out of it, don't they? They sort of like get this sort of newfound love for each other again.
Yeah.
And none of them actually do cheat. Okay, they kiss, but then that's all forgotten after. You know, that they sort of realise they sort of get their affection back for each other, which is nice. But he was really good in it, little Corey Haim.
Yeah.
You know, even from this, I think probably one of his first films.
Yeah.
Because he's like looks a bit younger in this than he does.
This was before Lucas, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But it's a sad story what happened to him as well, isn't it, really? But, you know, that's what I'm saying, the price of fame for all these, like, child stars.
And as I said, I think it's definitely up there. It holds really well against all the other more famous teen 80s ones. So that's why it surprises me that I've never seen it. And I was aware of it. I think, you know, you showed me that picture. I think I remember seeing it But
I had it on video.
it never
Years
appealed to
ago.
me because it was literally just three people sort of like smiling. It was
Yeah,
like,
but you would have watched it if you'd known about seeing her boobs, wouldn't you?
yeah, but I should just say this film contains boobs. Kelly Preston's boobs.
Yeah, no, but it is a nice film. As I say, it's similar to sort of Can't Buy Me Love, but Can't Buy Me Love is even a little bit more well known than this. But it's just, like I say, it's along the lines of that Can't Buy Me Love, Sure Thing, that type of. They go quite well together.
Yeah, I mean, I like Can't Buy Me Love as well. I don't know which one This could possibly be. I'd hold this slightly above Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah.
Actually, I do like all that sort of farcical
Yeah.
sort of the lines going back and forth. And that C. Thomas Howell,
He's good.
I had only ever seen him a small part in E.T. and Hitcher, which I love the Hitcher.
Yeah, Hitcher's one
so
of
it's
my
good to
favourites.
see him in another film.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's another thing as well. Like, he was really big around about this time, and then he done the Hitcher and all that. And like a lot of them, they just disappear.
Do you think it was because he done blackface?
No,
But he
no, I
done
don't think so.
because he done a film. No, a film where he had to do it.
Oh,
Something-
Soul Man.
Soul Man. Or
Yeah,
something
no,
like
that back then though, that didn't
didn't
affect
affect
things as much as what it would have done now. It's like if he'd done it now, he'd be run out of town.
Well, he has done. He was in The Walking Dead. He was Roy in The Walking Dead, and he was in the Punisher TV series. So he does still work. But I suppose there's not that many.
No,
That now they always try and push for who's the new hot thing, who's the new actor.
Yeah.
And by this point, sometimes they're lucky and they get a second win, like Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin obviously had done Goonies and then fell off the map entirely until he done No Country for Old Men at the turn of the century.
and he was also in this thing recently. You know that you said about Knives Out.
Yes, he
in that?
was. He was
Yeah,
the priest. He was the priest in that, exactly.
So I looked at him and I thought I don't recognise him. And I thought, oh, it's bloody Brand out of Goonies.
Goonies, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's good in that. He's good in that. But yeah, no, it's like some actors, they're really big when they're young, and I think a lot of them think, oh, that's it, I'm going to be successful forever because they're in, like, say, 2, 3, 4 really good films. Then they disappear. And it's some of them are lucky enough that they can continue that career, like the likes of Drew Barrymore, the likes of, like, Jodie Foster. But it's really hard to find someone that when they're young that they have this such a big success. Like, look at someone like Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Like, massive star, but he burnt out by the time he was like 11, 12.
And, yeah,
And then that was
that's-
it.
His brother is now the more successful
Yeah.
one. His brother won an Oscar.
Yeah. So it's like you never can tell. Like, so it's quite a cruel industry that they pick you up and they can drop you at any time. Like, no one, no matter how big you are at the moment, you're the flavour at that moment, you could change tomorrow.
Yeah, but the other way I look at it is, I think, imagine if you was an actor, say you was an actor, but you only ever done 3 films, and you done Hitcher, E.T. and Secret Admirer, the 3 films you've done. You'd think, wow, I was successful. People will always know that. He can still go to conventions and they go, wow, I loved you in The Hitcher, or I loved you in Secret Admirer.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
you've got-
like, for
you
example,
might say,
Molly
yeah,
Ringwald. She's done, what was it, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink. Them 3 films, like before she was like about 18 or something, she has now sort of cemented her like people still know her name, and literally that was probably the last film that she done that anyone really could remember was Pretty in Pink.
but she turned down, or
She turned down lots of films, like Pretty Woman I think she turned
there was
down.
another one the other day.
Ghost, was it? She turned down?
I think so, but there was another one. There was another one late 80s, I think she went to do or something, or she was unavailable for. It's going to bug me now because it only came up the other day and I was like, oh, Molly Ringwald, you know? God, what was it? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, hang on. No, and she ended up playing it on stage.
Yes. What was it?
Oh, God. You said, was it When Harry Met Sally?
Yes.
That's it.
When Harry Met Sally.
That's it. Yeah, she turned that down. That would have been, like, as I say, she could have continued her career, but I think she sort of felt that, you know, if you get so much so soon,
Yeah.
that I think you feel that you're untouchable, but then all of a sudden you could just disappear the next day.
C. Thomas Howell did most of his own stunts in this movie as well.
That's right, yeah, yeah.
I think, I don't know if this is a fact, but I think this film was probably sponsored by Pepsi. Because there was a lot of Pepsi in it. Lily Murray said, because everyone's drinking Pepsi. Pepsi cups everywhere. They was right put
maybe.
like centre stage and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But you think at the time it was all about sponsoring things.
yeah.
Yeah. That and Alfa Romero as well, because they kept talking about the Alfa Romero that he's
Yeah.
talking about. And, yeah. It's also got a really good score. The music was by Jan Hammer. I really like the music in this.
Jan Hammer, I know the name. Is it Crockett's theme?
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
And the Miami Vice
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember they bought that out, that Crockett's theme was out on a record. And I never watched Miami Vice, but I remember buying the record because I like the music. I like that theme tune. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
The music in it actually sounds very similar to that. When you listen to it, I love that kind of. It's a very 80s sound.
That's
Very
why I
80s
looked it
sound.
up, because I thought, I like this music, but it sounds very similar. to
Yeah, at the
something.
very beginning when it's writing the letter, it's really nice. It's like really sort of calming, but really it's screaming 80s.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's what you want from an 80s film. You
Yeah.
want something, or like, especially American 80s, not British.
And she's
80s.
good, isn't she? His friend.
Not
I like his
Scrubbers
friend.
and
No.
Bob Sue and
No, you too.
that bit. Funny enough, when like I said about Alfa Romero, he's driving a red Alfa Romero, racing there. It's a homage to The Graduate, because at the end of The Graduate, Dustin Hoffman is in a
That's
red
right,
Alfa
that's
Romero,
right, that's
and
right.
he's running off to sort of driving to the church though.
Yeah.
The Graduate to sort of stop her getting married.
Yeah. That's
And that was actually one of the only differences between the Mexican one, which I said ripped the film off. The only two differences between that film and this one was, one, at the end, instead of going to the harbour, they done it a dash to the airport, and two, they didn't have the boobs in the boob scene. So I ain't gonna waste my time on that one. That's
But
the other thing.
she turned out not that nice, you know. As you say, the pretty girl that you think, oh, I want to go with the pretty girl in school. But then there's nothing more to them. Then after a while, they're not as attractive because you look and go, yeah, you're pretty on the outside, but you're very sort of spoilt. You're very
Vacuous inside.
very sort of like it's all about image and like just boring conversation, you know. So once you get what you want, you think you want, and then you realise, hang on a minute, it's not really what I want. I wanted the idea of her was a lot more better than the actual the realisation of getting her, you know.
Well, yeah, I think it was Oscar Wilde said the two biggest tragedies in life is not getting what you want and getting what you want.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It did make a lot of sense actually. Him.
And that does, you know, very few times when I've sort of got exactly what I've wanted in life, I can understand that. You think, I don't know what I'm going for now.
Yeah.
You know?
If you feel that you've got nothing to aspire to, that it's all given to you on a plate, I think that that's when you just get bored with life, basically. Like there's only so many nice things you can buy. If there's no struggle to get these things, if everything's handed to you on a plate, that's why I always like rich people are so bored and they sort of can do like mental things because they can do anything they want because they're never satisfied because they don't have to work for what they get.
No.
You know, it's like there's no value to money. You know.
Elizabeth, you've really outdone yourself on the affairs. On the hors d'oeuvres. Lying piece of shit.
What would I say? Wait a minute to what you said!
Right, you know who was considered for the role of Lou Fimple? So you know Fred Ward, the cop? Paul Gleason.
Oh, from Breakfast Club, yeah, and it'd been around about this time as well.
Yeah, and also Trading Places. He's in there.
That's
as
right,
well.
yeah.
I think
It would have been good.
yeah, you could see him as sort of like.
He's been in a couple of good films, hasn't he? Like, as I say, he's got a really good part in Breakfast Club and also Trading Places.
Yeah, I
got a
think
really good
he's
part.
hilarious in Trading Places.
Yeah, when he gets locked up with the gorilla.
But even like when he's in the phone box like that, there's someone there, so he goes, fuck off.
Yeah.
I anticipate penetration and acquisition at 2100 hours tomorrow. Hold on. Fuck off.
But there's that bit as well in it. I wonder, is that bit cut out of Trading Places now? The blackface bit.
No, it's still in it.
It's
Because
still
you
in
can't, because you cut out the whole segment, unless you just have them go on the train and then it cuts to
I
the
can't
film
imagine them
afterwards.
show it. The thing is, I love that film as well. I love that.
No, but
film.
again, that isn't for its time, and also what they're trying to do. They're trying to sort of convince him that they're not the right person. So it's also supposed to be over the top, like the one who's playing the priest is saying, "But you're Swedish, not German. You're wearing the wrong kind of thing."
Jamie Curtis's character.
C. Thomas Howell and Laurie Loughlin actually later reunited as lovers on the television series Summerland in 2004.
Okay.
Be interesting to see them on screen together at that much later.
I think they make a nicer couple in this. I think they look more of a believable couple, and I like her character in it. I think she's a really nice, a really good friend. she's not a push. She's not like she actually helps him get her. You know, she actually looks at the letter that he's written and she goes, "Oh, it's rubbish," and she writes another letter so that she writes it to Kelly Preston's character.
Yeah.
And that's why she falls in love with him because of these lovely letters that he's
Because
never
also,
wrote. He's never
that's
wrote.
the other thing. The ones he wrote are like
A crap, yeah.
dog shit, really.
But then that's at the end when she's reading them out to him and he goes, "I never wrote them." And that's when he figures out, hang on, she wrote the letters. So it's her all along. And like, so then it's just a nice 80s feel-good film, innit? I like, you know, sometimes it's nice just to escape from reality and just to watch something that, you know how it's going to end. You know it's going to be, it's going to have a few little laughs and all that on the way. And it's inoffensive. You know, it's you don't need all the big sort of like mind-boggling sort of where's this going to go? You know roughly where it's going to go, and it's just a nice film, and it all ends up nicely in the end.
Yeah.
Everyone ends up happy, you know. So I think it's good.
No, I do. I really enjoyed it. I watched that Class.
Yeah,
Which I enjoyed a lot.
Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy.
Andrew McCarthy, John Cusack, and that was enjoyable. I do enjoy these 80s ones. But yeah,
and it's different. That's not like the typical run-of-the-mill Class, is it? It's not like the John Hughes type ones, but it fits in the same category.
It fits, but I would still put this Secret Admirer above it. I did really enjoy this. I think.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I didn't know if you would or not, because I mean I hadn't seen it for such a long time. I thought, oh, maybe it's in my brain. It's something more than what it is, you know.
Yeah, you must love doing that scene in the car. This is the other thing. I think boobs were bigger in the 80s. I don't know if they're the ones I used to get, because it was in my head. All the films that I see from the 80s, like again that Class, there's a bit where they pull off the woman's top. She's and they're sticking
and
out.
that fits before boob jobs as well. I think.
And it was all like they all look at least D cups. They're like massive things.
There was a thing, like if you look, certain boobs look different in different decades. Like the 70s boobs are a little bit more sort of hang a little bit more. You know, 80s boobs are a lot more sort of like sort of perky, sort of rounded, sort of looking, and 90s boobs are more like implants.
Yeah, there was a particular.
You know, there's
shape.
like you could go, oh, I can tell that boob. That boob comes from this era.
Yeah, and I think there's a particular shape. It probably depends upon your age, but say that 80s one, that kind of body shape, like the girl in the Class, like Kelly Preston in this.
Yeah.
In my mind, I was always thinking, wow, that's like the perfect woman.
I think 16 Candles got boobs as
You
well.
might remember this. There was a film, an 80s film, and I vaguely remember it in the back of my mind as a kid, as a child, watching it and thinking, oh, boobies. And it was like, it was a teenage thing, like a school thing. And at the very end, there's a bit where this guy is with this woman and he's tied up like bondage kind of thing. And she whips him and there's, and she takes him down or something, but she's got her boobs out.
I don't know what kind of film that was.
It was one of these 80s typical sort of teeny type films. So if
anyone knows what that is, let us know, because I can't think of that one.
So yeah, all I can remember is at the very end of the film, there'd been like some sort of race or a rally or something in the school, and this teenage boy, I don't think he was necessarily the main one, but he was one of the characters who gets with this girl, and she's like all this like dressed in bondage stuff or something, but it's done more comically, but I'm pretty sure he's got her boobs out, because I remember seeing it as a kid thinking, and that was like my awakening. I was like, oh wow.
But there was boobs every single 80s teen film. Every single one, they had to have a boob shot.
Yeah.
All of them have got boob shots.
Yeah.
You know, most films, I'm sure that there's a checklist. If you go like 80s films with boob shots, I bet there's loads of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Walking Dead, like, what is it, the horror films, there's that woman who's well known, is it Linda something? She walks around, she's in that, is it one of the Walking Dead films? Not Walking Dead, Living Dead. She's like white, all pure white with red hair.
Yeah.
Walking around naked in it.
Yeah, you say
And
about
she's
this.
like, and she's quite scary looking, but she's also in lots of other, like Night of the Demons, I think. And she's got her boobs out. She's known for always getting naked in these like B-movie horror films in the 80s.
You know what's really annoying? I'm trying to look up Class movie boob shot, and the bloody thing's saying to me, you're not allowed to look. Look, results hidden by safe search. What? Boobs? God's sake.
Hang on, anyway, this is really nothing to do with this.
This is the Booby Podcast.
The Booby Podcast. Yeah, no, so Secret Admirer, yeah, good film. If you haven't seen it, give it a go because it's one of them ones that you forget about. Or you might not have ever even heard of it. But if you like the 80s kind of rom-com teen comedies, you'll love this one because it's a nice storyline. It's just nice and easy.
It's the first time I see it, and there's always the danger of watching something in with modern views that you go, it's really dated now. I don't think it's dated at all. I think it's really good and it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah. On IMDb, this film got 6.5 out of 10, which probably about right. Rotten Tomatoes, it got 33% by the critics, which I think is a bit harsh, really. 65% by the audience, which I thought that might have been a bit higher as well.
Yeah.
I just think it's not as well known. It's just I don't know why. Maybe it weren't sort of promoted as much as it should have been.
You know what else it could have been? What year it came out? 85?
85, Back to the Future.
Yeah, 1985.
Can't Buy Me Love. I think there's a lot of them coming out around about that sort of time.
It's a very competitive year. You know, Clue, Enemy Mine, Young Sherlock Holmes, The Goonies, Teen Wolf, Julia Lenal, Explorers, Breakfast Club, After Hours.
Yeah, but it's still
Desperate Seeking Susan.
Yeah, but it's still
Science.
Weird Science. But that's what I'm saying. It came out at the right time with all these films. Why did all the others? How come you still know of all the others? Back to the Future.
Because these. It's like in the 70s. There was loads of like great musicians who sort of went by the wayside because there was so much higher profile ones. I mean, as much as I really like Secret Admirer, I wouldn't put it above Back to the Future.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean? So this is what it's competing
And Breakfast Club as well. It won't put it above that because it's a different thing. But also, apparently, this has got more of a cult following. It wasn't as big in the cinemas as it should have been, but DVD, video, and cable. Yeah. I think that's what gave it the cult following, and I think that's where people noticed it. I think that's where I see it for the first time on cable.
Yeah.
And loved it straight away. And it was like one of them films I've always loved. It was always in that same category as the John Hughes, as the Shaw Things, as the Can't Buy Me Loves. It's always in that same sort of class. Desperately Seeking Susan, maybe it might even pop in there as well.
Yeah.
Similar kind of thing. It's all that kind of easy watch, nice, feel-good 80s film, you know? Right, the budget was $7 million. Yeah. And it made $8.6 million at the box office. So
it wasn't successful.
No.
But again, it's a lot of competition at the time.
Yeah.
I think for me, the 80s was peak for cinema because there were so many great films, and as we said, that year alone.
Good time to grow up, though, isn't it?
Imagine like you're going to say even if you went in the time machine now, and you went back to 1985. And you thought, I'm going to go cinema, see Secret Admirer, and then you look and go, it's Back to the Future. I'd love to go see that in the cinema with people for the first time, not knowing what they would expect. Yeah. That'd be, you know.
And also, it all depends, I suppose, what month it was released. If it was like released round about the time of a massive big blockbuster, then people are obviously going to go to that. So it might have just fallen by the wayside a little bit. But I think it's definitely worth a watch. It's definitely a cult classic, and it holds up to this day. I mean, that's like, what is it? 40 years ago?
Yeah.
41 years ago this year. It's going to be 41 this year. Yeah, 40 years ago. 41 years ago.
All those boobies now sagging down their knees.
You and your boobs. Anyway, yeah, that was a Secret Admirer.
Yeah.
What are you doing next week, Charles?
Okay, this is a bit of a curveball for you. Doing the original Abigail's Party. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Have you seen that?
No.
From 1966.
Oh, I've seen it. Is that Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton? You know what? I've seen it years ago. A really big film, and I've been wanting to rewatch that for a long time because I know it was a really big thing. I know there's been plays of it because I think there's only about 4 people in the cast from what I remember.
Yeah.
And it is like, and it's a very similar Abigail's Party type thing.
That's
it's
what
like
I was thinking,
there's a married couple. And I think she's drunk, and
she's like a lush, drunk thing. Like he's got more of a backbone than say her Beverly's husband has in Abigail's Party, but you can see the chemistry between them is really good. And when I was watching it, I was thinking, this reminds me a lot of Abigail's Party.
I wonder if Abigail's Party came from that.
Possibly.
I wonder if he sort of looked at that and got an idea. It might have inspired it. You don't know because it's very similar to Abigail's Party, like that kind of the tenseness of the. I mean, I have to watch it again, and I've seen it once before, but I'd like to see it again because it is It's I know the name, Virginia Woolf. But yeah, no, it'd be definitely worth seeing. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, isn't it?
Yeah, and they were obviously
They were married
Hollywood
at the time.
couple. Yeah, married at the time, but they you can see they've got good chemistry in it.
Yeah.
And it's really good. Some of the acting in it where you can see like the looks they give each other and stuff.
Yeah.
It feels authentic, you know.
Yeah.
Which for films,
They trust each other, I suppose, because they're a couple. They know exactly that each one's strengths and weaknesses, so they know how to bounce off each other.
yeah. But
Oh, yeah, it'd be a good
Yeah.
one to see. Yeah, I'm interested in that one.
yeah, and I thought we'll go back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
We've done quite a lot of
Okay.
80s and 90s at the moment. So
Oh, that'd be a nice one. So,
Yeah.
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf next week? So I'm up for that.
cool. So please email us at just that
film at gmail.com.
yeah, or leave comments on this video if there's other what do you think about Secret Admirer, and also what other films would you like us to look at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch up with you next week. See you later. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Did you see a girl going there with a stain on her pants?
Where's the gosh